Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 228 on my countdown to retirement, plus a catch up for days 229 and 230. So, for day 230, I had morning meetings. Then I harvested my very first, fruit, if you will, from the garden for 2025, which was a banana pepper. So that was exciting. I haven't eaten it yet, but it was exciting to actually get something that I got out of the garden that hadn't been attacked by worms or ants or something else yet. So we'll see how that turns out. Then in the afternoon, I had a follow-up call with my boss who had a call in the morning with our CTO in London. And basically, what he told me was, while he couldn't make any promises, the CTO agreed that he would keep my position in place through the end of the year, provided my boss gave up a backfill position for one of our security engineers for the remainder of this calendar year, and that starting next calendar year, so fiscal year 2026, my position wouldn't exist and neither would the backfill position. So my boss agreed to that, and so long as the board doesn't come back and require additional savings beyond what they've already requested, I should be safe to get to the end of the year to be able to retire on my timeline. We'll see, but I know that I won't be let go imminently, so at least that's good, and we'll take it from there. Then day 229, which was Saturday, yesterday, was all about a 60th birthday celebration for a friend of mine and his wife. It was his wife's birthday. She was turning 60. He'll actually be 59 June 1st. So we went out and had a breakfast or brunch celebration at 9 Mile Station at the Pont City Market in downtown Atlanta. And it's a rooftop restaurant that's known for unobstructed views of the Atlanta skyline from downtown all the way across to Buckhead. And so I thought it was funny that you go in, and before you can ascend to the rooftop, you have to sign a liability waiver. Once you do that electronically, scanning a QR code and then filling it out, they put a little liability bracelet, release on your wrist. Then you go through a set of doors where you then go to an elevator that's manned by someone on the staff at the restaurant that then takes you up to the rooftop. And then you exit the rooftop and you walk through an arcade area that's adjacent to the restaurant. And I forget what the name of it is, but basically they've got mini golf on the roof. They've got arcade games. They've got a mini water slide. They've got putt-putt. And they also have those seats that go shoot you up in the air, spin you around, on the top of the roof. But for me, the funny part was I'm now on the top of the roof, and there's actually signs, by the railing where they've got, an elevated break point so that you're not going to fall off or whatever. But it clearly tells you, that you're not allowed to climb over the railing. Like, presumably someone gets drunk up there because they do have a bar and they have to worry about that. And that's why you're signing in the releases so that somebody just doesn't jump off the thing because they're, wasted out of their mind. Other than that, it's just funny to me. Anyway, we went up there. We had a brunch menu. So the birthday girl had shrimp and grits, and then the other meals consisted of crabs Benedict, a steak sandwich, a hamburger, which my buddy had, and he constantly was comparing it to the hamburger at Chili's and said, nobody makes a better hamburger than Chili's. So just as an FYI, if you're getting a hamburger at Ponce, it's not better than Chili's. So, at least in his opinion. And then they had a fried chicken sandwich and a breakfast burrito. And then we walked after that. We took photos on the rooftop, um, of all of us together and what have you. And then we were walking back to my friend's daughter's apartment, where we then shared a cake that we got from Sweet Hut, and it was a taro cake, which, since my friend's Asian, that's like their favorite cake. It's made from a root vegetable that's kind of um, I guess, a cousin to the sweet potato. So it's not a very sweet cake, but it has an interesting flavor. They really like it, so that's what matters. Anyway, so we went back there, had the cake, but on the way back, my buddy wanted to stop at the Rivian dealership, which is in Ponce Market, uh, and show me that Rivian's electric vehicle has an induction cooktop built into the tailgate along with a utensil drawer so that you can flip down the tailgate and cook right there on the on the back of the tailgate. Meanwhile, the vehicle itself, while it's a nice vehicle, is gigantic in size. Like, if you have a standard garage, no way is it fitting inside your garage. So, um, you know, I don't know where people keep these things when they buy them, unless they live in like condos that have an underground garage that doesn't have traditional size spaces like you would have a 20 or 22-foot deep garage by like 20 feet wide. No way is that thing fitting in there. Anyway, um, we started the festivities around 10:45 in the morning. We finished them just before 3 in the afternoon when we got home. Uh, and as funny as it may sound, my wife and I were starving when we got home. She had the crab benedict. I had the steak sandwich. It was all right, but 6 hours or 5 hours later, it just wasn't filling to us at that point. So we ran out to a Chinese restaurant, and I got Hunan beef, and she got General Tso's chicken. Um, and then at the end of the day, like I do every Saturday, I did my portfolio analysis for the week. And for the week, we were up 2.88%, which put us up 2.65% for the year. And we're less than a quarter of 1% away from the high that we achieved back in the middle of February. So we've come almost back to full circle from where we were before the tariffs, and where everything was still charging high, up based on waiting for deregulation and the tax cuts that everyone thought was coming, along with potentially Fed cuts, at some point. Anyway, it was a good week. I'll just leave it at that. And then today was all about running errands. So I went to Walmart to get a variety of paper goods and just staple items that we needed. And then there was a sale ad that we had gotten from Costco that was showing that my wife's K cups for the Dunkin' whatever brand coffee that she likes was on sale. So we specifically went over there to get it. They didn't have it. They had the Dunkin' in the scoop container thing, but not in the K cups. And I went online and found out that if I order it and have it shipped to me, it's a 2-day shipping thing for an extra $3. So basically, you're not getting the discount that you had. So then I looked on my Sam's Club app, and again, I let my Sam's Club membership expire, and I'm not signing back up again. But it was basically on sale for $1 cheaper than it was at Costco. So my wife will just have her twin sister take her over to Costco. I'm sorry, over to Sam's, pick it up over there. They also have the Charmin toilet paper that we normally use that's on sale. And they also have, theoretically, my pastured eggs back in stock. So if that's true, she'll run over there tomorrow or the next day with her sister and pick that stuff up. But, basically, other than picking up some half and half and some Tide laundry detergent that was on sale, we didn't end. I actually walked out of Costco with a nominal bill, which is really unusual. So that worked out good. Then on the way home, we stopped at a Mexican restaurant because it was coming up on 3 o'clock, and they run a special at this one Mexican restaurant near us that up until 3 o'clock, you can get there 7 days a week. You can get these lunch specials, one of which is steak fajitas for $10.50. So we ran over there, and I got the steak fajitas, and my wife got this thing called a Rosario special, um, and we did that. And the reason is I can't even. I can go there and get the lunch special, which when I walk out of there, I'm stuffed, um, and it's cheaper than me going to Taco Bell. So it just blows my mind that I can have a sit down restaurant, and other than the tip, right? So I'm not counting that. But other than the tip, it's less expensive for me to eat at a sit down than it is to go through Taco Bell fast food. You know, I just can't get over that. But it is what it is. Anyway, then that place is adjacent to a Publix different from the one I normally shop. So I went in there to see if they had any porterhouse. They did. I picked up 2 additional porterhouse steaks. Again, since I didn't buy any meat at Costco because the prices were just way too high for me. So I picked up the 2 additional porterhouses, so they'll go in the freezer. And then my buddy, whose wife had the birthday this week, had convinced me while we were, at the party, and he was one of the things he was talking about was that he cleaned a mass airflow sensor. That's it. The mass airflow sensor in his Lexus, which has the same engine as in my '07 Tundra, that he cleaned the mass airflow sensor. It increased his miles per gallon simply by spraying this cleaner on it, letting it dry for 20 minutes, doing nothing else, just spraying it on there so it dissolves whatever buildup is on the sensor. Just by doing that, let it dry, then reinsert it, screw it back together. It takes like 20 minutes, according to him, and he's getting 2 miles per gallon better than he had gotten previously. And when you have a vehicle that's getting 13 to 14 miles per gallon, 2 miles per gallon is like 15%. It's a noticeable improvement. So I went and got the cleaning stuff, which is like $10, and it's a two-part thing, one for that and one for another component in the car. But in any event, I went to go try and take the screws out, which was 2 little screws. And, these screws haven't been touched since 2007 when the truck was built. And so and the truck used to reside in Florida where my dad had it. And so I don't know if it's from the heat, the salt, or what, but like these screws are fused. I cannot get them to budge. Not with the screwdriver that you need, not with clamping pliers that, you can get on there and try and turn. They will not move. So I called him back and said, what do you suggest? And he was like, put on WD-40 or some silicone stuff. So I did that. He said, wait 20 minutes. I did that. Still couldn't make it budge. So I sprayed it again. I'm going to give it, probably an hour or so, see if it does anything else. If I can't get it to budge, the liquids I just bought, I'll take back and get the $10 back, because I'm not about to mess with the air intake adjustments by breaking the screws or something stupid. It's just not worth it to me. If I can get the screws off, the thing just slides out. It's very easy to clean. I've watched multiple videos on it, but I'm not going to take a chance of stripping the screws or doing something stupid. So anyway, that's my update for today and the prior 2 days. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.